It's Thursday the 20th of June 2024 and welcome back to the Lake District and welcome to Mungrisdale. I'm parking here in car park near the village hall. £2 to park all day, almost a box in the end of the village hall here. And yeah, it's not a bad morning. Forecast to be a decent day today, so I'm looking forward to a good walk hopefully. And this is quite a lovely little area, this parking spot. There's the village hall and the stream running behind. Yeah, very pretty. Right, I've just left the car park, so I'll just have a wander across this little bridge here, up towards the mill inn. As I said, it's a real pretty little start. Right, I've just turned left at the mill inn and I'm going to make my way up the road here and look for a gate on the right, I think. The road I came in on is just across here, so you're walking parallel with that. This is a wildlife garden created by the Mungrisdale community. Well, that's quite a lovely view from this gate here. Just done about a third of a mile from the village, and after coming through the gate, the climbing starts here, I believe. Either that way or that way, we shall see. Yeah, I have a choice of two paths here, one which comes straight up here and one which goes along. I'm going straight up by a fence on the right. I'm going to keep following this fence on the right for some way. Looks like the path might just break off a little along here, we'll see. Once again you have a choice just further back down here, the path splits. One path goes along carrying on by the fence, but I'm taking this one which climbs up through the bracken and will eventually bend round to the left, I believe. I'm standing just above the village hall again now. You can just see the roof of the village hall down in the centre of the picture. But the path here starts to bend to the left now. And that's what's off to my right. And just ahead the path again, as I said, bends to the right, starts to climb a little more steeply. It's a bit of a rocky scramble up ahead. That's the rocky scramble done. Not too bad really, just required a little hands-on in places just for steadying, but steady enough to get up. And I'm back on a decent-ish path again now. You may be able to see just a few of the foreign buildings down in the bottom here, so I'm getting quite a lot of height. Also the path which is just coming along and I've come across, and I haven't said where I'm going yet. The hope today is to get up first to Sootyfell, along over to Blencathra, from Blencathra across the top of Sharp Edge, looking down along Sharp Edge onto Bowscale Fell, or sorry, Bannerdale Crags, and then finally ending up on Bowscale Fell and coming back down off there back to Mungrisdale. So we'll see how it goes. It's not as nice as I thought it might be this morning, but it's cool, and that's all that matters when you're doing a biggish climb, especially right from the get-go. But a lovely view out across here to the east. And so here I am on the ridge that will lead me across to the summit of Sootyfell. And from here, or just before getting here actually, you get your first good view of Blencathra. And the reason its alternative name is Saddleback, the way it dips in the middle there makes it look like a saddle. The path weaves its way around onto Sootyfell, and it's not all that clear in places. It's just a boggy also. But I'm approaching the top of Sootyfell now. I'm just looking across to Blencathra. So here I am on the summit of Sootyfell, and that's it. No cairn. It's going to bare rocky ground. It looks a little higher and further over there. But I've checked the map and I appear to be on the summit now. But not a bad view from here. Looking down south. Impressive summit. So that's one down, 3 to go. And Sootyfell is spelt Souther, pronounced Souter. And there's a legend which is pretty well known that quite a few centuries ago, quite a large group of people up here on Midsummer's Eve, midnight, witnessed hundreds and hundreds of soldiers marching across this fell on wagons, horses, ghostly army. Now, whether that's believed or not is anybody's business. But so come 3 nights time at midnight, this place could be absolutely rammed. Or on the other hand, there could be nobody here, and that could be one of the earliest recorded events of mass hysteria. And again, it's a little boggy along this section. Right, I'm standing on top of the mound, which looked from Sootyfell as though it was higher, but looking back now, it doesn't. So that just shows how things change as you get further to them. From a distance they do look higher than they actually are, some of these places. I don't know if this camera will pick it up or not, but there's a chap in a turquoise coloured top sat by a cairn just over here, and that's quite a decent cairn. It would have been much better up on Sooty-Fell, I would have thought. And the path's going to continue winding its way around to the middle of this crest up here. They've got all the fell to sit down on, and they want to plonk themselves on the path. Unfortunately, after dropping down off Sooty-Fell, you lose quite a bit of height, only to have to make it up again onto Scales Fell. Scales Fell is across here. There's a path just comes up and splits off two ways. The right hand path goes along through the valley and up to Scales Tarn. The other way is straight up, unfortunately. That's the way down off Sooty-Fell, and at this point I was intending to go up Scales Fell and up there onto Blencathra, but I think the far more interesting way would be to go along the bottom here over to Scales Tarn, have 15 or 20 minutes at the Tarn and get a close-up view of Shorp Edge, which is just about the centre of the picture now, the black mass coming down off the fell. Yeah, I think that'd be quite interesting going there. So, slight change of plan. The last time I was on Blencathra was 10 years ago, when I came up with my son Stephen, and we came along this way up to Scales Tarn, and from Scales Tarn the outflow becomes Scales Beck and winds its way down to the Glendra Mackin, which meanders its way down through the valley here. Maybe able to just pick out a little footbridge at the middle of the picture or so now. Right, I've just reached Scales Beck, and that's quite a little climb up there to get up to Scales Tarn. Blencathra is over the back, and the route onwards from here is pretty evident. You come off the top of Blencathra. This rather impressive lump here is Brunt Knot. Shorp Edge is behind there. Across from Blencathra, along the tops here, down to the dip, what appears to be a dip, then round onto Bannerdale Crags, and back round again and loop round to Bowscale Fell. So that should be quite interesting. So as I said, I'll make my way up here and have 10 or 15 minutes at the Tarn, something to eat and drink. There's a really lovely set of waterfalls coming down Scales Beck. And this is Scales Tarn. That is Short Edge. There's a couple of people right on the top, and I doubt very much whether the camera will pick it out. Perhaps the middle of the picture now.
It has a lot of interesting colour in it.
And having crossed the outflow of Scales Tarn, it's time to make the slog up onto Blencathra. If I remember rightly, last time I did it, there was quite a few stops on the way up. But yeah, absolutely beautiful around here. It's a lovely stop for a picnic. And a couple more people going up onto Sharp Edge. Seen quite a few going up there already, rather than me. Right, Blencathra next stop. I'm part of the way up the climb, and it is quite steep, and it is rather loose in places, so you've got to avoid the worst of the loose bits if you can. And again, a couple of little ants up on Sharp Edge. Don't think this camera will pick them out for a moment. I may just try and get the other camera out when I get to a flat bit. Looking back down to Scales Tarn. And I think I'm picking someone on up on the climb to up Sharp Edge. That's the progress I've made so far, and at this point the path splits. You can either carry on straight up, and I would imagine that brings you out right at the top, or you can go this way, which I'm going, and brings you out onto the path up from Scales Fell. I've just stopped to have my lunch below Blencathra summit. I'm just sitting overlooking Halls Fell. And the Blencathra summit is the top of Halls Fell. Right, well, that's got a bit of food on my stomach and a drink. So we'll move on now. It's not the best of days, visibility wise, but I can sit down to Derwent Water, Cat Bells, and up onto Clough Head and the Dodds and what have you. And that's a lovely view down in the valley. So yeah, let's get up to the summit of Blencathra, which is just up here. And here I am on Blencathra summit. As I said, the last time I was up here was in 10 years ago with my son Stephen, and that's a heck of a view. We went off that time over here and down over Blease Fell, and this is the trig point, such as it is. Not very grand for a mountain like this. the views are somewhat better than when we were up, as I said, back in 2014. I've just had a walk to the top of Bowscale to look down the ridge. Right, well that's Blencathra done, and it's been rather busy up here today, so I'll make my way across now to Atkinson Pike, which is just ahead here, and see if I can get a view down over Sharp Edge. I'm just about halfway to Atkinson Pike now. That's Blencathra is back over there, just over the top, actually the summit. Skiddaw across here. And this is the White Cross, which I've read about. I thought you could see it from the summit of Blencathra, but you can't really. You just see the outlet, well, the top of it, if you will. You can't get a proper look at it. I don't know what it signifies, who put it up or anything. I haven't researched that, I must admit. But yeah, it's quite good, that. So as I said, I'm about, well, just over halfway probably to Atkinson Pike now. And this is Atkinson Pike. Or is it further on? No, it must be further on. A little bit further yet. It's on the way we'll build a cairn down here when the summit of Atkinson Pike is actually here. Or there. I'm going to say it's here. And that's a heck of a view down there as well. Some people on top of the crag there. I don't think this camera will pick them up for a minute. But again, another nice view from up here. Just have a walk over to the end here and have a look down from here. Ooh. It's quite a view down off to the left. It's a heck of a drop. again another view back down to where I was making my way up to Scales Tarn. Right, after returning to the top of Atkinson Pike, I've got to find my way down Blue Screes. Now I presume this is Blue Screes down here, so I'll have to be a wee bit careful, and then that'll take me over onto the crag that I was filming earlier. And this is the view of Sharp Edge from the other side on the final climb. A nice view down the valley. Yeah, quite interesting. And while I was concentrating on Sharp Edge, I hadn't noticed this behind me. It's a bit of a windbreak, I presume, anyway. Can't think it can be anything else. A bit of a shelter, perhaps. And yeah, that's the way I've come down. It wasn't the pleasantest of walks down. Lived up to its name, Blue Screes. A lot of loose shale. And here I am up on top of the crag I was filming from up on Atkinson Pike. So looking down into the valley again. And I presume Bannerdale Crags are across here. So I'll go over to Bannerdale Crags and then loop back round to Bowscale Fell. And up there is Atkinson Pike. That's where I've just dropped down from. So I think I may push on and have another few minutes on Bowscale Fell. But it is a hell of a vantage point from up here. And the path carries on down here and down along the ridge and round. It's quite a long drop down there, and I'm now at the nearing the crossroads, should I say, where I'll have to make my mind up which way I'm going. Whether I'm going up to Bannerdale Crags or not. And here I am at the top of Bannerdale Crags, and as the guide writer Mark Richards said, it's a bit of a pitiful cairn here. That's your lot. There is another cairn over there, but this, from all accounts, is a summit. And there's getting one or two dark clouds gathering. No signs of rain yet, but unfortunately it's spoiling the views. Back over to Striding Edge, Sharp Edge, getting delirious. So I may have a walk over to this cairn over here and then find my way across to Bowscale Fell. Yes, I've got to go over here to pick up the path to Bowscale Fell, so I might as well have a look at the cairn while I'm here. Now, I presume Bowscale Fell is over here, and then from there up down into the dip here, all the way to the end, and then it's a steep drop down back into Mungrisdale. But yeah, it would be more suitable for a the summit, I suppose, but it isn't the actual way right. But a lovely view from here. I think over here is either Great Knoll Fell or Little Knoll Fell. I presume it's Great Knoll Fell. Yeah, not bad at all. And these over here, the actual Bannerdale Crags. And that's quite an impressive drop down. Yeah, I don't want to fall down there. And somebody's going to be wandering around the fells, fumbling their way around, but they've forgotten the glasses. Not a great idea. That's quite an impressive scree gully. I don't know how well it'll come out on this camera. That's a heck of a drop. And there's another one coming up just a little further along the path. Yes, again, hell of a drop. And again, another beautiful view off to the right. And up to Bowscale Fell. Yeah, it's just one impressive drop after another coming along this path. And that's the way I've come down from up on the corner there. Looks like we've got a split in the path here. I think the right hand path will take you off over to the way I want to go back down, so I think I need the left hand to take me up to Bowscale Fell. The path along here is rather squelchy in places, and it's not overly distinct in places either. It may be improving a little now, hopefully. Just looking back over to Atkinson Pike, that's the main peak at the moment. It's in shadow. Behind it is the summit of Blencathra. And just swing round to Bannerdale Crags, where I've just come from. And since I left Blencathra, seen very few people. It was quite busy up on the main summit of Blencathra there, but not a great deal doing the rest of these walks, so that's been nice. Well, here I am on the summit of Bowscale Fell. I think the actual summit's a little further along. There's a nice little wind shelter here. I may just stop and have finish off my butties and the rest of my food. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a nice little wind shelter is this, so it's an ideal place to sit and finish off my butties and enjoy the views. And these are the views up here on Bowscale Fell, looking back to Atkinson Pike and Blencathra. And lots of blue sky up above as well. Well, that's been really enjoyable. I've had a good 20 minutes or so there, and I've had it all to myself all the time. There's been nobody around, so yeah, I'll get across to the summit now and then make my way back down. It was at this point that I hadn't realised that my microphone had stopped working, but I was making my way across to what I thought was the summit of Bowscale Fell. It was here that I realised when I turned round that the actual fell summit was the shelter I'd been sitting in earlier, as it was quite a little higher than the place that I was standing on at the time. That's just looking back to where the summit shelter is. And then to the way that I was going to make my way back down. I've just realised that my microphone receiver's run out of charge. I don't know when that happens, so I don't know whether you've missed any of the commentary I made from the top of Bowscale Fell. But I guess now the rest of the walk is along a bit of a trundle along the ridge here, and then a steepish drop down into Mungrisdale. So let's get it done. This is one of 2 or 3 cairns that there are on the ridge here. There's another would-be cairn there, and another one just further down. I don't know why there need to be cairns on paths like this. It's like a motorway, and you can't go wrong at the moment anyway. So I can't see the need for cairns. I suppose they're handy in relieve bad foggy conditions and what have you. They certainly help then. Looking down here from this rather solid cairn, it's going to be another of those paths where you have to lose height and then gain it again. Albeit not very much gain really. But yeah, lovely view from here. Oh, it's been a very nice path up to now, but all of a sudden I've just hit a rather boggy section. Hopefully that's the end of it. Nope, a little bit more here perhaps. Yeah, this is really weird. You get a bit of nice solid path for quite a while, and then you get these little boggy sections that you have to nip across, and you seem to lose the track, but then you see another shale section and you're back on it. Yeah, strange. As I said, all of a sudden you're back on the path again, and it looks like there may be some more further on. Well, I have to say this is rather a long trudge down, and although I'm gradually descending, I don't seem to be getting any nearer the valley bottom. But you just see the road down there now, so I am getting there slowly but surely. That's a nice view there. I'm just below the level of Sooty Fell now, which is across here, and the buildings are starting to come in sight down in the valley. So it's still a fair old drop down here, and then around. You can see the path in the middle of the picture perhaps, and dropping down further. Well, I have to say that's one of the trickiest descents I've ever done. Very steep in places, very loose. Yeah, tricky. But I'm getting down to the bottom now, back into the village. Some very impressive rocks over here. Yeah, I have to say, that was very impressive. Just got to find my way back to the village hall now. I've just turned left at the bottom of the hill, come through this gate here, and I'm making my way down to the road. I think I may have to turn right here to get back to the village hall. I'm not entirely sure. Let's check the map, I think. Here we are, back at Mungrisdale. And that's been a long but very enjoyable walk. I think this is the village hall here, just over the wall on the left. No, wrong again, it's the church. Nice little church, and a very well kept graveyard. So yeah, a little further along the road to get to the village hall. I just wonder if this public footpath will get me back to the village hall. I've just come down this road here, and rather than go around all the way around the road, I'll come down here. And here we are back at the village hall.